On this week's episode of Hey Sis, Eat This, Courtney and I recap our wild weekend in Dallas. Momma Ashley joins in with her kitchen conundrum from our dinner party, and we all die laughing recounting some of the shenanigans and stellar costumes that were worn at my royal birthday celebration. We then have on a reverend, a lawyer, and an architect, Andy, David, and Christine Odom, who have been our longtime childhood friends. The siblings share hilarious and heartfelt stories about their heroic Momma Rita cheetah. Hope you enjoy 143 Baba Booey.
Grab your fork and grab your knife. Morning, afternoon, and night. Mama's recipe and mine. We're about to have a good time. Hey sis, eat this. Hey sis, eat this. Woohoo! Yep.
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. How you doing?
I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
We had quite the weekend.
I know. I think I reinfected myself.
I think you did too. Well, we were nonstop, so I'm not surprised you're not feeling great.
Yeah, but it was fun.
But it was all worth it.
It really was. In fact, it was such a success that we had to have Momma Ashley join us today because we needed her to help us recap the whole weekend. Hi, Mama.
Hi, girls. How are y'all?
We're good.
So good. How are you?
Good. Well, I think I've recovered. It took me a while, but, I'm getting a little old to party till 1 o'clock in the morning, but.
Oh, my God.
It's true. You were there till 1. Yeah.
I was. It was fun. It was really fun. I didn't realize how late it was until I got home. And I went, oh, Lord.
No kidding. Well, we're going to get into the party a little bit later because it really deserves its own section.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Court, you made some yummy dinner last night, right?
Yes, I made a pot roast last night. I made that one that we like from the Smitten Kitchen, where you add just 1 28-ounce can of tomatoes, and then you add just 12 cloves of garlic, and that's it, and salt and pepper. And it's so simple, but it's so delicious. It's the one where, remember, we made it that time in the Instapot, and we realized that we didn't take the foam backing off, that probably highly toxic
right from the meat.
Oh, and we threw the whole thing into the Instapot. Okay, this is no joke. It's never been as good as when we made it with the foam backing. Yes, because that's so creepy, because we probably gave ourselves cancer that day, but I have made it since many times, and I don't think it's ever topped that one with the foam.
That is so funny. I'll never forget. We had like a dinner party, and we made it, and we're like, "Ooh, God, this looks so delicious!" And we start shredding the meat, and we're like, "What the hell is that?" And we like pull out the foam piece. Oh, it was so gross.
Really gross.
We still served it.
And have you seen on Instagram all these people doing the carrots on top of the Parmesan cheese that they pull up, and they have like crispy Parmesan on the back of the carrot, and they eat it like with their fingers?
No, sounds great.
No.
No one likes carrots that much in my house, but I had some. So I'm like, I'm going to try this. I kind of did my own take of the carrots with the Parmesan, and I made them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took them out of the oven, it was really hard to get them off like on the Instagram, they just peel right off with the Parmesan backing. And I think I might have used too much oil. I don't know what happened, but they were just stuck on there, just completely stuck. But I managed to pry a few of them off, enough for everybody to have a couple carrots. And Jason said they were the best carrots he's ever had in his life.
Ooh, I'm going to have to try this. Lance loves carrots. I made a really yummy dinner last night too. It was pretty impromptu because we've had guests up until Sunday night. Yeah. And so I wasn't really planning, and we're going to New Orleans, but I was on my way home from riding horses, and I had to stop and get my Zoloft to dump them. So I thought, well, I'm going to whip something up. And and Lance was like, oh, we've had barbecue, we've had sushi, we've had this. Like, what about Asian or something? I'm like, okay. So I found a recipe for a spicy chicken curry that you do in the Instapot. It was so good.
Was it spicy?
You know, I used the whole jalapeno, but I only used half with the seeds. And I think it could have used more heat. But sometimes you put that in there and you don't know what those little suckers are going to be.
I know.
Sometimes they'll blow your head off.
Yes.
Right. It's like mom's shishitos.
That's right.
I love my shishitos. But I did plant a jalapeno plant this year that said you have the flavor but not the heat. So
what's the point of that?
Well, maybe some people don't like the heat, so we'll see what happens.
How is that even possible? The flavor without the heat? I don't know. I
was just intrigued, and I'm going to try it, and we'll see.
It might be good for guacamole when you're serving a crowd, because it won't be.
So many people don't like it really, really hot. I mean, we do, but
I don't understand those people.
I don't understand them either. But
I like to feel like I'm burning my taste buds off.
Yeah, really. I made a really good dinner too, because I made Whitney's green chili chicken enchiladas, and they were delicious. Even Big D liked them. He didn't like Mexican food, but he thought they were great. Of course, I left the cheese off of his, but
that's not an enchilada.
It was, yeah. I put the chicken and all the sauce in it, and he thought they were just delicious.
Were they as easy as I claim they are?
Yeah, they were a lot easier than mine. I'm never making mine again because mine are involved and everything. And yours were snap. Man, it took me no time.
Hear it from the mama herself.
Yeah.
But it was fun to cook with y'all last week until we almost set the house on fire.
Yeah, and I have to say, that was my conundrum. Oh Lord, that was terrible.
Fill us in.
I saw Jeff Morrow make stuffed artichokes on the kitchen as I was running on the elliptical the other day, and I thought,
oh gosh,
those look so good. And so maybe I should make them for our Friday night party with the out of town guests and everything.
Yeah.
I did everything he said to do, and they seemed to be okay. And then I came down to your house and put them in the...
I'm going to pause you there because I told everybody to come over at 6:45 and it's like 7:20. And I'm like, where is Mom? And she's like, these damn artichokes are still not done yet. I'm bringing them to your house.
Well, the whole thing is when I went to get artichokes, I had the hardest time finding any that I thought were even decent. And it's like they never got done. I couldn't pull the leaves out.
They were huge.
They were big.
Well, they were but they were kind of regular. And usually you only cook those like 45 minutes, and I cooked them like an hour and a half. But then I came to your house and put them in the broiler and turned around and saw the dishes in the sink, and I started washing dishes.
All I know is I started smelling fire.
All of a sudden, the house was on fire.
And I was outside manning the grill, and I hear the fire alarm going off, and I'm like, oh God, what's happened? And I run inside,
and the whole top of them was black.
Mom takes the artichokes out, and I was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess,
And then she starts to kind of take the stuffing, like it had dripped down, and she starts to kind of like put it on top, thinking she might be able to hide it.
Yeah, you were saying, I can save it. She thought she could save it.
I scraped off the top. I didn't put that on top of the burn.
Oh, okay.
I scraped the burned off.
It was quite chaotic in there.
It was, but the whole problem was they still weren't done. And I think maybe they weren't ripe, but I don't think they're ripe enough either. And
I agree.
I'm really mad about it. So I'm not going to do it.
And
I'm not going to do it again.
She tried to do everything to like make them edible. And then she was like, I give up. I can't do this. We're not serving that.
That's right.
Well, we did have a special guest. Courtney Christine came to town.
Oh, yeah. That would be me.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stop with the Christines. Thank you, Chef Alana Horwich.
Those were good.
I know. She has the best Christine recipes in her cookbook, Meal and a Spiel. And I can't stop. I think that since I met with her a few weeks ago, I've made them every single weekend, different variations of the Christine. And that's my new name, Crazy Courtney Christine.
That one that we did with the sauteed leeks and pepper and honey with the burrata. Oh, that was really good.
That really was good.
Yes, it was. I thought they were both really good.
Yeah. Did you taste the Jewish tuna toast?
Yes.
I know, it's amazing.
The olives and the capers.
Mm-hmm. Michael Chiarella has a tuna dip tastes a lot like that. It's really good.
Yeah, he does. And I asked her, she didn't know about it, but it's similar.
It tastes about the same, but it's really, really good.
Hers is better.
How do you know?
Because I've made Michael's and I've made hers, and hers is better.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't made his in a long time, but I liked it.
Yep.
Made it for a party.
Well, the real highlight, though, was my baby sister's birthday party.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the local dive bar, which is, Whitney, you've been telling me about this place for a while now.
Yeah.
And,
King's X.
I had this picture in my mind of what it would look like, a dive bar based on what you said. It is literally the exact picture in my mind that I had of a dive bar. Mm-hmm. But the biggest surprise was that old school cigarette machine that they have there, from the 70s, where you pull the little knob and the cigarettes fall out. I mean, it was like going back in time, this bar.
I feel like those are illegal.
They probably are.
Probably are.
For our listeners that didn't listen last week, I had my birthday party at King's X, the dive bar that Lance and I frequent too much. And I decided, given that it was King's X, that everybody should have to dress as a royal something or other, any iteration. So I went as the king of all media, Howard Stern.
The king. Baba Booey.
I think I pulled it off pretty well.
You did.
I didn't even know what it was.
I had to bring up the Private Parts movie poster and show Mom.
It was interesting, yes.
Well, I think I killed it. But
Mom,
you really did have the best costume.
I don't know. Mine was really, really good.
Well, yours was good, but mine was still better.
Yours was good, but Mom's was spot on.
Well, I was talking on the phone earlier today to my friend who is known in my community as the costume maven. I memean, she goes all out for costumes. So when I was telling her about your party, she's like, send me pictures. So I sent her a picture and she goes, oh my God, I thought you were sending me a picture of Queen Elizabeth, the real Queen Elizabeth. And I said, nope, that's Momma Ashley. She goes, that is good. And I said, yeah, hers was great.
Was she impressed by Howard Stern?
Yes. And she goes, God, your sister, she's got the costume bug too, doesn't she? And I said, oh, yeah.
I do.
You got the seal of approval.
Good. Well, yours was really good too.
It was.
You were spot on for her, for the Queen's Gambit. That was good.
And Court had ordered all these costumes that are still coming in, by the way. And none of them showed up in time. So the night before, she's ordering frantically off Amazon, and it's we'll be there by 9. The party's at 8, and it shows up at 6:30.
Yeah.
But it worked perfectly.
It really did. I mean, Whitney was very worried about my costume. I said, it's fine. I said, if anything, I can walk down to Mom's and get a prom dress and go as a prom queen or something. But
yeah, that's true.
It all worked out.
There were a lot of cute costumes.
Which one was your favorite, Mom?
Myself.
Well, duh.
Well, I have to say my costume was my favorite.
It really was.
I thought it was perfect. I had and I even got buckles for my shoes because she has little buckles on her shoes. I mean, I went all out on that one, Whitney. And
you did. I was very proud of you.
The Queen would have been proud. R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth II.
Especially considering last week you were like, I'm just going to go get a tiara from the girls' closet. I was like, Mom, no. So the fact that you pulled that together, bravo.
And she was spray painting her wig out in the back. I mean, she really committed.
Once I got into it, it was really fun.
You had to go all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to stay with it. I was my favorite person.
Yeah.
You're always your favorite person.
Everybody wanted a picture with me too. So I figured that people thought it was pretty good. Oh no, the other one I have to say that I thought was outstanding, very simple yet outstanding, was a guy that had the toilet lid on it around his neck.
James.
That's right.
He was the king of the throne.
That was so funny. I didn't get it hilarious at first, and then
I got it immediately.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course you did.
My favorite place. Yeah.
You spend a lot of time there.
Anyway, I thought that was hilarious.
That one was really funny and creative. I liked the creativity.
Very creative. And he didn't have to go very far, spend a lot of money. He just got the top of the toilet commode.
I think the most shocking costume to me was Dwight's, where he walked in with a King's jersey.
Yes,
I was about
to make a mention of that. I know.
Because he is a diehard Stars fan. Y'all are going to the game tonight.
Both teams are in the playoffs.
We go every night.
Could not believe he walked in with that jersey on.
Well, he had gone to a Kings game a long, long time ago. Out there.
It was that big, that like all-stars player game.
So he bought a Kings shirt. I don't know why, but just for fun.
Because they're awesome.
Well, actually,
go Kings, go.
Well, here's the whole thing. Actually, I went and got him a Burger King crown. He was going to wear that. And all of a sudden he said, "Oh, I have that King shirt. I'm going to wear that." And I went, okay.
Way to go, Dwight.
It was pretty funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we also had the King of Barbecue at the party. We served Sonny Bryan's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Brent Harmon, who owns Sonny Bryan's, is going to be our next guest on Sister's Dish next week. And the food was amazing, as always.
So good.
Yeah, it's really good. Really
it provided 2 feedings.
Yes. Everybody started eating at like 9:00. And then as the cocktails were flowing, there was like another round at 12:31. And one of our friends who was there was complaining the next morning that she was up till 4:30 in the morning with indigestion because she was eating jalapeno sausages at 1 a.m. The other thing that was really unique to the party was the burlesque dancers. And I heard, Mom, that you were not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of any of that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of stupid.
Lance and I really love burlesque, and we've been to many shows, and we just think the art of it's really cool and beautiful. And he's always wanted to get burlesque dancers for a party. And I've always said, it's not going to work for this one. It's not going to work for that one. So he gets them for this one. And from what I was told, Mom looks over and goes, "Are they stripped?"
Yeah, I thought they were. That's what I said. That's why I don't.
They are, but they do strip, but they have little
costumes underneath.
Nip covers.
Yeah, they don't get naked.
Well, I'm glad y'all like it.
And I heard that you tried to blame me, and you were like, "I can't believe she would do this."
No, I didn't. I just said I can't believe she always has to have, those kind of shows.
We love entertainment, but it was not even me who did it. I didn't even know about it. Lance surprised me with it. So.
Oh, well, I did not know that. I thought you did it because it was your birthday.
It was pretty funny to see full burlesque dancers in this tiny ass dive bar.
Yeah, and then all the pervy barflies were like making their way up to the front to watch.
Yeah, and I heard some of them, and they're like, "So glad we came tonight."
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to lie. When we were in high school and college, we did go to the strip joints, but now it doesn't do anything for me.
But it did back then?
Well, no, we just always thought it was funny.
Did you go to the ones where the men stripped or the women?
Oh, no, not the men, just women.
Did you go with our father?
Yes, I did.
You went with Dad?
And Karen and Ronnie.
Oh,
fun.
My God.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Which strip club was this? Like $1 Million Saloon?
No. The Colony Club downtown.
Oh, it sounds classy.
That does sound classy.
It wasn't that classy. It wasn't.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I was not expecting to hear that today.
Well, I loved everything about that bar. I loved your little friend, Wendy, who is the manager. I mean, she's just the sweetest woman I've ever met.
She is the best.
She is. She's had a big life, too.
She is.
She has. We really bonded because she used to ride equestrian. And so one day she was saying that, she used to own horses and stuff. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to a horse show." And she's like, "I'll go with you." And I was like, "Okay." And so me, Mom, and Wendy went to the horse show, and
I didn't know
it was
that.
so fun. Yeah.
Well, she was so excited to meet me that she licked my face.
That sounds just like her.
That was a real Texas greeting.
I didn't ask Dwight if she licked his face because because she said, "Where's your husband?" I said, "Down there," told her what he had on. And she went down and introduced herself, but he didn't say she licked his face.
No, she kissed me and then she's like, "I got to lick you." And maybe like it's growing up all around those horses, like they lick the salt thing or something. I don't know. She just licked me like a salt lick.
Oh, that's
It was
funny.
great. I love her. And she's coming on this podcast because she's an incredible woman.
She is. She is the mother of King's X, and she's just wonderful. I love her as a friend, and I'm so glad to know her.
I told Dwight I'm going to start going to King's X. I like it better than his.
Come on, Mama.
Than his bar Milos. I don't like it.
No, let's do it. You're welcome anytime.
Okay.
It's a cozy little bar.
It is. I like it.
It is. They have darts and shuffleboard and pool.
Feels like it's a place that everyone knows your name.
I'm sure they do.
If they can remember it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I've got another party. My stepdaughter is getting married in Baton Rouge, and it's on my birthday. So we will just continue the festivities.
You are. You're going to have some good food too.
Yes, I'm excited to report back on that.
Anything else, Mom? Any other last minute thoughts over the weekend? Did it bring anything up for you?
No.
Just nice having your girls together.
Yes. Yeah, it was. I love spending 15 minutes with you, Courtney. It was so much fun. Whitney, and you booked for the whole weekend.
Yeah. Well, what Momma Ashley is referring to is that lately, since we launched the podcast and I come to Dallas, Whitney keeps me on a very tight schedule. So I don't get to spend as much, free time with Mama. But you know what? I'm going to be back soon and I'll make sure to carve out 30 minutes for you next time.
Oh, thank you. I have nothing else to say. I think it was a wonderful party. Yes, I didn't enjoy the strippers, but I didn't watch them, so it didn't matter.
They're burlesque, not strippers, Mom.
Excuse me.
Well, the queen would not be,
Yeah, the queen. That queen wouldn't be up there watching those strippers.
You never know.
You never know.
Oh, she might have, but I doubt it.
So on today's episode, we have two brothers and their baby sister joining us. And we've had many childhood memories with them growing up. And I really want to thank them, Courtney, because they came on this episode and they really opened up to us about their childhood and their amazing Momma Rita, who so heroically navigated a divorce and co-parenting that is just very admirable.
Exactly. I totally agree. They shared a lot with us, but we also laughed so hard because they have so many funny stories. And we hear how Momma Rita brought laughter through hardship into their family.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good one. Okay, let's do it. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. What happens when a lawyer, a reverend, and an architect walk into a bar?
I'm thinking it makes for a pretty damn good podcast.
I think so too. We are so lucky tonight to have this phenomenal trio of siblings with us, and they're actual lawyer, reverend, and architect. And we've known them since we were little kids because we all went to church together in Dallas, and we were in Sunday school together. And our mamas are best friends, Momma Ashley and Momma Rita, but she's also known as Rita the Cheetah to me and Whit from when we were little. And they've been best friends for 40 years. So I'll just say that I also think it's important to note that of all these siblings, I dated one of them. I smoked a lot of cigarettes and gossiped with another, and I was a church camp roommates with another. But I'll leave that for the audience to kind of figure out as we go along the way. But I just want you to help me give a warm welcome to the Odom siblings, Andy, David, and Christine. Welcome, y'all. So happy you can be here.
Yay, great to be here.
Be here.
Looking forward to
it. A little trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Odoms. Thank you so much for coming on this episode of Hey Sis, Eat This. And we just want to give our audience a little perspective on y'all as siblings. So, Andy, can you tell us what the age difference and where y'all rank, oldest to youngest?
Christine is the youngest and acts the oldest. and David's the middle, and I'm the oldest, and I act the youngest. And we're each 4 years apart. Christine's the youngest, then David, then me.
Well, so let's have some appetizers. You three grew up in Dallas, pretty much around the corner from us, which was cool. We all went to church together. And I think that's where we all became close, was through church and being neighbors.
They did live really close. Andy, I'm going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about your mama, Rita, the cheetah, which I've been going over this. I have no idea why we call her that other than it rhymes.
I'm forgetting too. Did that start with my friends or yours, David?
I think it started with you.
I know my friends called her that.
Do you still call her that?
No, not really. We call her Riri.
Oh, that's right. That's her grandma name, right? Riri?
Yeah.
I think it kind of it expanded with David's friends, though. She ended up with like 5 names: Rita, Fajita, Cheetah, Margarita.
Rita Fajita. Yeah.
Because she's so amazing that she just like warrants a bunch of nicknames because she's so charming and lovable by all.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about her in your own words, Christine.
Riri, Rita Fajita, Cheetah, Margarita is an amazing woman. Trailed a path to raising us 3 kids all over the place, active, running around sports and church and friends and trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She was a very steady, consistent, despite crazy times parent, which is really hard to do now that I'm a parent. I realize how hard that is. And she was very good at it.
I think we often talk about that on this podcast, that the respect that you get for your mom when you're a parent or when you're older, it's astounding how your perspective shifts so much and how much love and gratitude you have when you're an adult.
Absolutely.
So, our parents divorced, and as my dad came to terms with his alcoholism, and so she was really, even before pretty much all of our upbringing, she was a single mom, whether dad was in the room or not, by and large. And so like when that happened, she had to go back to work. She had to manage everything. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of chaos, and she was the stability.
Sure.
We didn't help with that much.
Of course not. None of us did. What was it like around your dinner table growing up?
When you guys reached out, when I got that email, I was like, I mean, food for us was kind of survival-esque, but the laughter, we had loads of laughter. Like we always laughed at the dinner table. There was always something funny that I remember. And I feel like Andy and I probably have very different perspectives on things, but from my memory, we laughed a lot at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it became that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was not always that.
Yeah.
I did not like the dinner table when I was little.
Yeah.
The dinner table wasn't necessarily a happy place for a while. Yeah.
Not a happy place.
Yeah.
But then it became that. I would say it became that.
Certainly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the dinner table is a happy place for a lot of us. We always talk about how we had the Cosby Show on for most of our childhood during dinner. We didn't really talk and laugh that much. It was kind of just like we all had dinner together every night. We congregated, and it was a delicious dinner because my mom was just this exceptional cook.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't always the most comfortable place to sit either. So It's beautiful that, you evolved as a family into, it became a place where you could laugh and tell stories and joke around.
That's what I think we mean when we say mom was the stabilizing, because dinner table when I was a kid was unpredictable.
Right.
I didn't know what dad I was going to get. We didn't know what dad we were going to get.
Yeah.
So did not like the dinner table. But it became that later. I mean, that was what mom did.
She's a hero.
Yes, I don't think she realizes how much that made a difference.
Totally. She saved all of our lives.
Yeah, like you look at all of our families now, and at least from our end of what we contribute to our families, that's our mom. And then eventually dad too. I mean, I don't want to discredit him. I mean, when he sobered up.
Oh yeah, we love your dad.
That got way better, obviously.
Absolutely. Well, that also assisted in us being able to laugh at some of the stuff that went on.
Sure.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say that I didn't think about this before, but one of the things that's unique about our parents, particularly our mom, was that after the divorce, we still did family Christmas and family Thanksgiving.
I remember that. I remember your dad being very much a part of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was no, and even after college, there was no, well, I'm going to go see mom and I'm going to go see dad. We would do things as a family together and still do. Because of that, our kids, they don't have to deal with, well, we got to go see grandma and then we'll go see grandpa because it's so natural.
You're very fortunate in that way.
It's very unique. You don't see that a lot. I mean, I see a lot of families going through struggle with what I do, and they don't do it that way. And that's one of the things they ask me. We don't know how to do this. What do you suggest? And that's my suggestion. If you can pull it off, keep doing family things. And I'm telling you, in 10, 15 years, you're going to be glad you did.
You know, it's true. Like our parents are divorced, as you know, and we're just now getting to this point now that I have kids and Whitney's married and we're all grown up, where I don't think my mom or dad love it, but like for us, they'll come together. Like I've hosted things in LA, Christmases and whatnot. For Whitney and I, it's magical. And for my kids, it's magical. I think it's hard for them.
Yeah.
I think the important thing is when you look back at history with rose-colored glasses, it's all going to be okay. And it's going to be joyful for all of us when we look back. I know it's.
Oh, that's true.
It's hard for them, but they put their adult pants on and they come to the table and it's always fun. And we always find our mom and dad in the corner of the room talking the entire night, which is kind of funny.
With their husbands.
Yeah. They dread it. They dread it. Yeah. But then they're all kind of like in the corner, like teenage girls talking.
There's so much history there, I mean,
there's so much history and
so much more to hang on to than to discard, It's just.
And if I were to bring like food back into it, it's so funny because we've talked to our dad a little bit about this. Like, we have all these family recipes and traditions from Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these holidays. And so now that they're divorced, my dad calls Whitney and I was like, can I have your mom's, sweet potato recipe or whatever? And so like, they're all still apart. They're still making the same things. And so it's nice when we can have those rare occasions and all come together and continue on with those traditions. But yeah, it's tricky, but if we can all come together and laugh about it, then that's where the magic happens.
I mean, I remember early on when we were doing that, and for us, it was great.
Right.
But I remember asking, I think I was in my 20s, and I remember asking mom about it. She couldn't really even talk about how hard it was for her to do that. Mm-hmm. It's real. I mean, it was real sacrifice. I didn't really understand that until I tried to see if she could tell me about it, and she really couldn't.
She didn't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's too hard.
Yeah, that speaks to her strength, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's a product of strength too.
She's a cheetah.
She's a total cheetah.
She's a cheetah fajita margarita.
She's a margarita. She's got many sides. She's a cheetah. She's a margarita. We love her.
Strong as a Miko margarita. Yeah.
I don't remember. Was Rita a cook?
It was.
She made things.
Yeah, she made. She's a pretty good cook, and we were talking about this the other night. She could whip up something out of nothing, and it was more than better than palatable. We had our go-to dishes. We were mostly creatures of habit, so it was spaghetti on Monday, lemon chicken on Tuesday, fend for yourself on Wednesday, that type of deal. There wasn't anything really all that eccentric.
A lot of breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, breakfast for dinner. But she was really good at desserts. And she could whip up a chocolate pie from an old recipe. She grew up in Mobile, Alabama until she was 8 and then moved to Texas. There was an old family chocolate pie recipe that she still uses to this day that is pretty much out of this world. So, we were talking the other night about, what was she really good at? Well, desserts she could do. So we'd a lot of times skip the main course and go straight to the chocolate pie or whatever else you had on the table.
Why not?
Nice.
We'd love to put that recipe up on our website. David, what was the worst dish that Rita made?
I'm sure there was something that back then I could not stomach.
For sure.
I'm so different now than I was when I was young. I'll eat anything that is set before me. I can't remember anything terrible that she made.
Oh, I do. Mine was one that my mom made because my dad liked it. Rink, Ditty.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Ever.
Well, you shouldn't because it sucks. I mean, Rinktum Ditty. It sounds like it sounds renal. I mean, it just sounds wrong. I don't even remember what it was. It was like this goop that you could put on crackers.
It's terrible.
I hated it.
I got Aunt Jane to give me the recipe. It's like a family recipe.
Okay, what is it?
I mean, is one of the ingredients cat turds? Because it is awful. What's in it? Do you remember what's in it?
It's like, I can't remember. It's like beans and Velveeta and there's
tomatoes.
Sounds amazing.
So far.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's got to go south from there because those are all fine.
Look it up online. It's a real thing.
You got to spell this for us.
I don't even know how to spell it. It's called Rinktum Ditty.
Yeah.
It's like a Louisiana thing, isn't it?
It's a Louisiana thing. Yeah.
I don't remember ever having it. I've never had it, but I remember.
Because it was awful. Mom finally just stopped making it.
I love that that someone in your family passed it down to you, Christine. And I think for our listeners, we might need to get a copy of that recipe just for fun.
I mean, it's on Epicurious.
It is?
Tomato cheddar sauce on toast. It's Welsh rarebit. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I don't know what Andy and Christine are talking.
I hated it.
I've never had it. I don't know.
Okay, there are no beans. There's no. Maybe it's a Texas version.
Beans?
No.
That's the thing. I'd probably eat it now and like it.
You would.
But I hated it as a kid.
So Mom would make this when my dad was out of town because he would never eat anything like this.
Yeah, we had this too for sure.
And you would toast a piece of bread, you'd fry some bacon, and you'd slice some tomatoes. And it was a Stouffer's cheese sauce that you bought. And then you would put the toast, tomatoes, bacon, cheese sauce. Oh, I loved it.
That sounds great.
I mean, there's a lot online about it. Ringtum Ditty, the food of our youth.
But my friends would come over and they go, what the hell? What is that? I mean, it doesn't look like anything you want to eat.
There's tomato soup involved too.
Yes.
Condensed cream of tomato soup.
That's what I remember about it.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds right.
It is. I remember Mom used to make a version of Welsh rarebit and she would put bacon over it, right? Do you remember the toast?
Again, I just said that.
Sorry, I was down the line. I'm sorry. I was online. I was down the line looking up. I was so consumed and so captivated by Ring Dum Ditty that I didn't hear that. This often happens on our podcast as well. We'll have to put that up because that's that's kind of fun, actually.
It is.
In my opinion, it sounds delicious.
You'd like
it.
I'm
sure I'd like it now, but I mean, my memories of it, it's like PTSD. I mean, I hated it.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm going to come bring you a Ringtum Ditty food kit one day and just drop it off at your house.
Do a remake. Make it, hey sis, eat this style and it'll be yummy.
Yes. Okay, it's on. Okay, now we've had some snacks, so let's get on to the main course. We've all known each other for a really long time, and through the years have probably celebrated birthdays and holidays at some point. And we want to see what those kind of memories of the traditions surrounding birthdays and holidays were for y'all growing up.
What I immediately think of is maybe not a tradition, but the way my mom would set her deal was she wanted to be equal with everything. I got a 10-speed bike at, I don't know, I think I was in 5th grade. So David couldn't get one until he was in 5th grade, and Christine couldn't get one. I still remember telling Mom, because all of David's friends had like 10-speed bikes in 4th grade. And I remember saying, Mom, you don't have to wait. I mean, I started arguing with her about her own fairness rule because I could care less. But she was going to hold to the rule.
I still had that miniature red Schwinn with a banana seat.
Yeah.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
Our mom was very similar too. Maybe not so much with presents, but just raising us. And like, I always would compare myself because Courtney's 6 years older. So it was like if I had a curfew or something, it was set as Courtney's curfew was when she was 16 and no more, no less. So I think moms, when they have, multiple kids, it's easy to kind of wrangle them in that way.
And Whitney, knowing you never broke curfew.
Never.
Whitney never broke curfew.
Whitney never did.
No, I never did. I never did either. David, I don't know if you and Christine thought about it this way, but I always was like amazed at how naive Mom was. In the house I was in, we were in on Prestonshire that was near you guys. Mm-hmm. I ended up being on one whole side of the house and the rest of the family is completely on the other side of the house.
That's how we were.
Sounds perfect.
Right? So, I mean, like I could come and go as I pleased almost without anybody knowing. It got even better when we moved to the house on Lakehurst. My room had a sliding glass door to the backyard. Like she didn't think I was going to do anything. I mean, I'd walk right in the front door, go right in my room. My friend would meet me in the alley and I'd walk right out the back and be gone. I mean, it was, I'm home and I'd go right back out my sliding door.
We also had that L-shaped house where Whitney and I could get up to lots of trouble on that other side of the house. One of the topics that we always find wildly entertaining on our podcast is the topic of pets. If I remember correctly, wait, did you have cats growing up in your childhood home, right?
We had everything.
Everything.
I had cats, birds.
Birds?
Yeah, we had finches. You remember the finches we had that?
Mm-mm.
Not for long.
I think the cat got one of them. One of the birds.
Hamsters. We did have hamsters, but the cat got one of the hamsters.
Cat got one of the hamsters.
Oh my gosh.
We had 2 cats that had babies at the same time. We think probably from the same cat.
Oh my God.
And had the babies at the same time.
No way.
In 2 different closets in the house.
On like the same day? They were like giving birth on the same day?
No, yeah, the same day. Exactly.
Stop
the same day. They each had 4, and so we had like little kittens running around. And then one of the cats went outside and got attacked by the dogs next door and died.
Oh,
she was just hurt.
She lived.
She ended up dying later. That's right. But she couldn't take care of her babies. So the other cat took care of, I mean, it was a mess.
The other cat nursed all the kittens.
Oh my God.
Did some feral cat get into your house and just like
go to town?
I don't even want to say the word, but like got busy with your cats?
Yeah. No, yeah. That's pretty much what happened.
And like they were on the same cycle, clearly. They all like had babies on the, can you imagine 2 cats? I mean, it's like a freaking vet's office over there. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. And two of the first cat's babies didn't make it.
Well, I mean, can I say thank God? Because like that would be.
Aren't there only 6 teats?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
How do you know there's 6?
I don't know. I kind of want to
don't
go
know.
count now.
Did I Google that? How many teats on a?
It certainly were not any spare teats.
Yeah.
I want to know how Rita dealt with all this birthing and the cats and
Right.
Yeah, I definitely would have gotten rid of some stuff. Like I can't deal with that much. I don't know how she dealt with it either.
Yeah, because we had the 2 cats and the dog.
The crazy dog.
Dog was crazy. Yeah.
Rita did not necessarily like having pets.
that's what I would think. I can't see her as like a big pet person.
But it's kind of weird that you had like an entire pet store at your house, hamster, cats, dogs, like it, but she didn't like pets.
Didn't really like them.
I mean, I went to camp for a month one summer, and I had a hamster, and I got home, and the hamster was gone. My mom made up some story about how the cat got in there. Donut, the cat, got in there and took care of the hamster. But I can guarantee you that is a false story. She got tired of hearing that hamster wheel going off at 2 a.m. She grabbed the hamster and threw it in the backyard. I promise you.
Well, that and the dog, the story, that she gave us about, and I believed her, gave us the story that they always tell, we had to take the dog and gave him a good home out on a farm. No, they didn't. They put him down.
Oh no.
Because he was so ridiculous.
He was crazy.
I mean, that dog was a mess.
What was wrong with him?
What dog was that?
Nicholas, he was a Springer Spaniel.
Yeah, Nicholas was his name.
Yeah.
I was terrified of Nicholas. I have vivid memories of being on the highest point of furniture in our house while Nicholas aggressively chased David and Andy around the house. And I was terrified of him. And there's a reason Nicholas went to the farm, which I fully believed as well. Every time we were driving out in the country, I was looking for Nicholas.
Yeah.
We know Momma Rita worked at Preston Hollow Presbyterian Church, but did she have any other interesting jobs?
So one of the jobs she started off doing was working for a transplant service, which means, when someone dies and donates organs, she goes and gets them and delivers them. At least that's how they used to do it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And so sometimes she'd get called out in the middle of the night, and I'd wake up, or one of us would wake up and go in the fridge, and there'd be this styrofoam thing in the refrigerator with a hazard.
Biohazard.
And, we're like, what's that? Oh, that's Corneas. I didn't eat. I mean, I couldn't eat after that. I'm not getting milk out of next to eyes sitting in the refrigerator. Somebody's like,
Did you ever open it and take a peek at the peepers?
No.
What else would she bring home?
No, I wouldn't know what the hell was in there. I didn't even care. I just knew it was somebody's body parts. I didn't really even want to know.
One interesting thing about that job is, and I remember a couple of times at least, someone high profile in Dallas would pass away, and we'd hear about it the next day. And Mom would say, it'd be like 2 a.m. She'd tell us, I've got to go. I just got called. She hated that aspect of the job, but she had to be there. And so she'd go in at 2 a.m. and harvest organs from whoever it was that passed away. And so we'd be sitting at dinner the next day, and you say, well, the old mayor of Dallas died last night.
And you have his penis in the refrigerator.
Was that who you worked on? And she could, I guess she couldn't answer ethically.
But we knew.
Cutting out corneas and whatever.
Yeah. That's why I didn't open the box, because just because she said it was Corneas doesn't mean it's not somebody's penis sitting in there. Not gonna find out. It's just Corneas. I don't believe you.
Balls or corneas?
Oh, what's in there?
It could be easily confused.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Corneas and testicles.
They all came in the same shaped box.
Yes.
What's crazy to me too is that like she'd take these corneas or balls and go to the next patient and had them in her refrigerator.
Yes.
That's so crazy to me. Not at a hospital.
Yeah.
I don't even think you're allowed to do that anymore.
I sure hope not.
I mean, you could have gone in for some olives and then really made a horrible mistake.
Or if it was Halloween, oh God.
She might have been breaking protocol on that. I don't know.
She was like supposed to bring them to the hospital refrigerator, but she's like, I'm so tired.
Like, I got
It's like, I got to take the kids to school in the morning. I'll drop them off after drop off. Those are the good old days. That shit doesn't happen anymore.
I don't see how she got through that time period. That was rough.
Yeah.
She was.
God bless her, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Hated it.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
Well, we love her and we love you guys. And thank you for sharing and being so open and heartfelt today. This is great. Thanks, guys. We love you so much.
We love you.
Thanks. We love you too.
Love you guys too. It's great to see you.
Sis, I love you. I love your show.
Court, I love you. I love your show.
Thank you so much for listening to Hey Sis, Eat This. If you LOL'd, peed your pants a little bit, or even smirked, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to rate and review, but only if it's positive.
Also, visit our website for recipes and to sign up for our newsletter at heysiseatthis.com. And don't forget to call into the Hey Sis hotline at 866-4-HEY-SIS with funny mama stories or kitchen conundrums of your own.